You're listening to the Sans Pants Network.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Plumbing the Death Star. I'm Joel.
I'm Jackson.
And I'm also Joel.
And this is a podcast where we ask the important questions like, do you even receive a good education at Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters?
So, I guess we got to because, man, Xavier's gone through
I love
so
you started
many.
that and immediately You're like, I guess. Oh, my fucking God.
Well, you got to, okay, so we got the first iteration, which was like, you got the five
We got to get in
students
early
Then-
here.
yes.
Just, look, I'm sorry to
I know.
interrupt. So obviously just laying this out, comics,
Bullshit.
fucked.
Oh, I know.
There's too much going on.
Yes.
It frightens me.
Yes.
I'm scared. I'm pissing my pants.
Yeah, also, shout out to everyone in the room with me for not addressing the fact that I just did a Chandler Bing impression, I guess is the question. Could there be any more education or whatever? Anyway, please continue with your...
I didn't notice that, but
I
I
threw
didn't
in
notice it either. I'm so sorry.
you addressed it. Now,
Yeah.
Now
I said
did
even.
you say that?
I said even in the intro question, and I was like, why'd I throw that in there? Fuck friends.
I don't know, dude. This has
know,
been a
man.
chaotic beginning to this episode.
Anyway.
Well, that's fucking comics, dude.
Yeah, that is
So,
true.
before I understand, everyone's like, so I'm like, look, there's a lot of times when there was like a lot of bullshit happening with Xavier's school. He's getting blown up. They went to
Yeah.
Krakoa. They've now got an island. They now don't have an island.
I feel like I'm
anyway.
standing on a cliff face watching a tsunami come towards me.
Anyway, and now like
Does
in
that say too much knowledge of comics?
Yeah.
Is that written on this?
and like when Springfield was worried about a comet falling onto said Springfield, and it just turned into just a pebble the size of a chihuahua's head.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, don't worry about any
Oh, I
of that
think that's what the
bullshit.
tsunami left.
Yeah.
It turned around. It's just a U-turn. It's fine. And we'll go with when it was open. The school was open up to a
Yeah.
lot of different mutants, and so there was a lot of a cohort,
Okay.
and basically you had a lot of former X-Men teaching.
They were the
a lot of
teachers.
bullshit.
Okay.
So there you go.
That's
See?
great. That's the perfect foundation. We should have let you cook. That's on us.
I've got one
This
question.
is common.
though. I'm just so happy that tsunami turned around.
Yeah, we
it's
all-
made me calm.
That's fair.
I do have
Yes.
one question.
Yes.
Why, dude? You're calling the tsunami back. What are you, an idiot?
Oh, tsunami! Oh, tsunami! You didn't hit a man standing on a cliff.
Yeah.
What about the first iteration? The first, because the people that
Yeah.
become the teachers
Yeah.
Yeah.
are students at first.
Yes.
Who taught them?
Well, like Xavier did.
Okay. Okay. I'm glad that was the end.
Oh, fuck.
You thought it was a little wave crashing over your knees? Oh, that wasn't so bad.
It's like Xavier did. Except for the time where he wasn't Xavier, it was actually the changeling who was impersonating Xavier and he faked his own death.
Did he teach them?
That all happened with the original, the first
Yeah.
five?
Yeah.
What did they learn from Changeling? What did he teach them?
Well, I don't know, because I'm guessing it was that period of time. Because, again, I haven't read all the original,
Yeah, okay, fair
Let's
enough.
keep it that way, just for the sake of us.
Yeah.
I've only caught glimpses, and I'm like, wow, what a
What the
time.
hell's going on? So first of all, if you had the X-Men, or just mutants in general, would you be trying to give them an education?
I mean,
Like
yes.
but like
Yes.
a special education.
I guess.
Yes.
I guess
So, yes.
the one, elephant in the room.
Yeah.
The second tsunami that's waiting to crash us, which is logic.
Yeah.
We need to, address the fact that the school is a front.
Yeah.
So, but it's like a weird front. It's like if you're.
It's like if at the end of high school they gave you a gun.
It's like when you. It's like, yeah.
Well, you also had a gun.
Well,
You
it's
have
got
a gun the whole time through high school, and they teach you how to shoot the gun, and then at the end of high school they send you to war.
This
Yeah,
is-
which is very different. This is so that's a very, very foreign concept to an Australian.
Yeah, that's
audience.
true. Good point. Fair enough.
This
Some
one,
countries-
this one will be way more relatable. It's like when the mob buy a dry cleaner to money launder, they still got to run the dry cleaning.
I would say at this
That is
point,
true.
with Xavier's,
That's pretty funny.
That is funny.
it is more. It's more of a school. It's not a front. It just becomes a bit more of a front because they have to.
So does Xavier at a certain point? Why am I calling this? But this is Xavier at a certain point. He's like, I am just going to give them an education.
It
What's
seems
he
to be
studying?
that
What's
way.
he trained in?
He's a professor
He's
of
a
what?
professor of genetics, right?
Oh,
Is he?
okay.
Or mutantdom.
Is this going to be like when we found out Doctor Doom's not really a doctor?
Yeah, or like when I was in high school and I found out a teacher whose name was a doctor of medieval poetry.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He taught IT.
That's what Xavier is. I really enjoy medieval poetry. It really captures the human condition.
Yeah, he tries to-
Anyway, you're a mutant, man. You can turn into a wolf.
Well, that's fantastic. He's Beowulf or whatever.
He wants to fuck. What was that?
He wants
to fuck his own mum.
Is that what happens in Beowulf?
Well, I think she wants to fuck her own son.
No.
Are you thinking of Oedipus? I'm also not pronouncing Beowulf right.
It's
Beowulf.
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 Are you getting confused because of the film where everyone has the glassiest of eyes?
Yeah, are you thinking about how
of
you want to fuck
Angelina Jolie?
Angelina Jolie in
Because Crispin
Beowulf?
Glover is playing the Grendel.
Yeah, Grundle.
Yeah, that's
I don't know who-
That's the son of now. Who was Angelina Jolie playing? Is he just called Dragon?
I
Dagon?
am going to interrupt.
Yes.
I'll let you know I cannot remember
Yeah.
about Beowulf.
That is one of those movies that's pretty fake, really, like in the grand scheme of things.
And I just thought, who knows? Maybe I was thinking of like fucking Achilles. You want to fuck his own mom or something?
No, Achilles
you
wants
think-
to fuck Patroclus, and maybe a lot of the Greek.
There's
army.
only one person who famously
Yeah.
wants
Yeah,
to fuck their own
Oedipus.
mom. Oedipus, yeah.
Yeah.
And that other cunt from history, the real guy.
Go on.
The man, the
Edison?
slip, the Freud.
Did he?
I don't know if he wanted to fuck his own
Yeah,
mom.
it
He
wasn't
thought
even-
we all collectively wanted to fuck our own
No
mothers.
one is saying, hey, all of humanity wants to fuck their own mom, except me. Oh, actually, that's an awesome thing. In fact, I'm going to say that right now. Everyone wants to fuck their own mum except me. You're all freaks. I'm normal.
The idea is like, Freud. When you say everyone, does that include yourself?
No.
No. Why would you think
No,
that?
I would never. That's disgusting.
Yeah, that's-
Disgusting. That's for you incest freaks.
Yeah, I want to fuck my wife.
Nice, Freud. Awesome.
Yeah,
yeah,
it is
that's
awesome.
great to hear,
She's
Freud.
hot.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Why is
That's good.
See, the Freud voice I just did
It's
there,
closer to Xavier.
which that's where I was aiming
That's
before.
what
But your
we
Xavier
kind
is
of do,
Cockney,
yeah.
which I like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is the accent of I guess the actor who was Beowulf.
Yeah, it all comes around in the end. It's sort of poetry in a
We
way.
got there in the end.
Yeah. Welcome to the academy.
Let us know in the comments. Is this episode good?
Yeah. So Xavier is a professor of,
Of
genetics.
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 Yeah,
Okay.
I remember that from X-Men First Class.
So I guess he is teaching genetics. And like, hey,
He discovers the X gene, I think, in some
Yeah.
versions.
and in
him
the
and-
school system, typically,
Yeah.
you don't just teach the subject that you're trained in.
Oh, 100%.
You know, you teach all the subjects. So he's teaching math and English or
Well,
whatever.
you got okay. So the question now is, what age are the students coming to Xavier's?
Well, I think there's some X-Men that can go in a regular high school, and there's some X-Men that can't.
Because
Well,
is it a high school education?
Well, isn't it a blanket approach? And obviously, this can happen at different times, but it's usually just after the start of puberty because that's when mutant
Correct. Yeah,
powers pop up.
Yes.
Unless you're one of the fucked up X-Men where you're a bomb or something, and that's happened since you were
you
born.
give birth to a bomb, and you're like, I hope I've given birth to an X-Man and not something extra.
Well, if you look over there, that tsunami that's coming.
Oh no! Why we keep doing this?
So there is a thing called I think that I don't want to say changelings, but there was an other thing where it was
Is that what Wolverine was?
No, Wolverine is something
Oh,
else
no.
entirely. That's I think to do with
Skaven?
the lupine and the two
Skaven,
different.
the guy.
Lupine.
Yeah, there's two. So it's Sabretooth and Wolverine are from two different like tribes or something like that. And Lupine I think is his name, which
Yeah.
is kind of like this big Wolverine, but he's got a claw coming out of his wrist and then maybe 2 or 3 or whatever as well. And he was sort of behind the Weapon X program, maybe.
Is
Weapon
this like
Plus
how-
program, maybe?
Batman was inspired by himself from back in time.
Oh,
Comics are great.
oh how Richard Parker made Peter Parker Spider-Man sometimes. He's like, I made this so that it would only work on my DNA.
Like in the Ultimate.
My son.
Is that what happened in the Ultimate Spider?
Yeah, it also was meant to happen in Amazing Spider-Man 2, but they rightfully cut that scene.
that is
Did
smart.
I found out that like recently in the comics that Tony Stark's adopted.
Whoa!
Yeah, I don't know why that is a big plot point or who cares, but there's a thing where it's like, they're not my real dad.
That's really funny because if he had a power at all, you'd be like, oh, who's his parents?
I guess his money was also still inherited.
The only reason that's a big deal because his parents being killed by someone is usually a motivation for him to kill them.
But then, like,
But
there
they're
was
still
still his parents.
Depends. I don't recognize adoption.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah,
They're
that's
just
fair.
two guys he knows.
That's how when your parents become guys, you know. Let's see around, Mum and Dad. Sorry.
Sorry, two
Dave
guys.
and Marie.
Two guys I know.
Dave and Marie.
They're childhood friends.
I grew up with them, but like I don't know them really well anymore. You know, we drifted. Okay, well let's assume high school age.
Yeah.
because that's what you see. I think in the movies by and large, and you know that.
If you're blanket saying puberty, I guess like it's usually around 12 to 14, 15. Obviously, there is outliers.
Yeah.
But
So it's usually like with the Australian high school education system, it's usually we start around about like 13, 14? Or
Yeah.
12
It's
to 13?
12, I think. I was
12 to
12 in year
13.
7.
Yeah, I was saying 'cause I was my birthday's in the end of the year.
Mine too.
my birthday's at the start of the year, so I was 13.
There you go.
Well, not quite, but I turned 13 very early in my first year of high school.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a good little fact.
A little bit of douche
Yes.
trivia.
Yeah. My parents discussed whether or not to send me to school a year early, and they're like, no, let him cook.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we're going from 13 all the way up to 18.
18. Then they graduate. Now, when you graduate, does that mean you join the X-Man army? Or can you just get a job as like a carpenter? Like Christ.
You can get a job as a carpenter like
Like Christ.
Dude, if I was a carpenter, that's all I'd talk about.
Hey, dude, we have the same job as Jesus Christ.
Do you ever think about that? And they'd say, shut up, just keep making the table.
How about that nail, cunt?
on the weekend,
not gonna
I
rude
built some
business.
shelves, not very good.
Yeah, awesome.
Just like Jesus Christ?
Now that I think about it, just like Jesus Christ.
Dude, imagine like you're back in biblical times and Jesus is like, he's doing the whole Jesus thing.
Yeah.
He's crucified and
Yeah.
you're like, I have a shelf, that guy.
Yeah.
That guy built my shelf. Did you hear Jesus has been crucified? The guy that built my shelf. What?
I needed a second shelf.
So, hang on a second.
I'm
So-
upset. I don't care about the fact that he's maybe the son of God. I'm just
Yeah,
upset because
yeah.
I was really... He owes me a second shelf.
Obviously, guy, you're nailed up there pretty good, so you can't fix it. But can you tell me what to do?
So
Legs wobbly.
I made it not a great shelf. It's like whatever. But I used a miter saw, so it's straight edges and everything like that.
Yeah,
It was a nice cut, right? So, but is that actually a better shelf than what Jesus made?
Yeah, Jesus would have made dog shit
Because
shelves.
technically it's straight lines.
Yeah, you're better than Jesus, like the Beatles said they were.
Yeah. Hello, we're the Beatles. We're better than Jesus.
That is what they said.
Any more questions?
In what way?
Every way, love.
In carpentry? Did you also build a shitty shelf?
Hello, it's me, George.
Are you drunk?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Are you drunk better than Jesus?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right, fair enough.
That makes a level of sense.
Fair enough, George.
My guitar's gently weeping.
Do you think if Jesus could play a guitar, you would play it better than him then?
Next question.
Are you saying,
saying
you
no?
are in some way the sons of God again?
No, we're better.
What does that
What
mean?
could you mean by
Well,
that, George?
a son is all right,
Right.
but we're
Right.
better than
I
a
mean,
son.
yeah, like better than
you
your
better-
son. like, look, I know.
Like an
I know.
uncle's better than a son. There's just some family
In
that's
what,
better.
in what way?
More power.
More power.
An uncle does have more power than his son. He is actually right on that one. I have to agree.
In what regard?
In like a one-on-one fight, in any
How
test
old?
of, in any
What
test
do you
of
mean?
will.
Depending how old, you can be an uncle like at you can be at any age, right?
Okay.
You know.
Uncles are more famous. Like famously.
What are you saying now?
What?
I was
Like,
imagining
when
just-
you- when
Name
you-
one famous uncle. who are
Uncle-
famous because they're an uncle.
Uncle Vernon.
Uncle Fester, I
Uncle
guess.
Fester?
He's a pretty famous uncle.
He is a famous
Uncle
uncle.
Buck. There's actually quite a few famous uncles.
No one's famous
Uncle
for...
Cracker.
Whoa! And no one's famous...
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben.
Yeah,
Name a son.
yeah, see, sons, they are...
Parker?
No, but they are sons, but they're not famous
You don't
for
call
being
him
a
son Spider-Man.
I don't think you call anyone son.
Yeah, exactly. But you call plenty of people uncle.
That's just a title.
Anyway, we're going on. We're retiring from touring now. Have a good one.
It's so crazy you solved me on that.
It just makes
I
sense.
didn't think I'd be solved, but in the end, I was with you. I was there with you. Okay, so
Hello, it's me, John. Forget everything he said. He's drunk.
He's wrong.
Drunk.
oh, I see. Are you not?
You know.
Anyway, so what education are you giving the X-Men?
Yeah.
Is it a regular education they get, and then they get like mutant class?
Is this after they graduate?
No,
Or
during high school.
So during high
during
school.
X-Men, Johnny X-Man's school for mutants.
Okay. Well, it seems that you have. It's similar to like I guess Harry Potter, right?
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
similar to Hogwarts, where it's like you need, I guess, classes that are more tailored towards your own
Normal.
mutant abilities.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then you also need things that are, I guess, covered by a curriculum, like
Yeah.
a government curriculum.
Well, from what we see in
Yeah.
X-Men media across the board, it does definitely do a better job than Harry Potter. Harry Potter's just the freak classes, and
Yeah.
then everyone that graduates from that school would be dumb as shit because they have no basic literacy skills.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
they're enumerate and illiterate coming out the other
They're
end.
like,
yeah.
oh, what the fuck is algebra, mate?
What's 7? As every wizard.
Wingardium Leviosa, what's 7?
All right, it's me in one.
Huh?
A lot of Death Eaters, I think.
One Lohomora.
I'm sure this spell book would be handy, mate, if I could fucking read.
So what they teach you in primary school?
Oh,
Not
how to
read. Bad student.
yeah, jack shit. I'll tell you that much. I'll give you that for free, mate.
Do they have like a primary school level of
Yeah,
reading?
every wizard would have a primary school education.
They also start Hogwarts earlier than you start high school, though.
Yeah, that's true. So they would
They're
have a
like
less than primary school education.
11?
They know how to like make a diorama.
So they
and-
don't. So they would not have. Okay.
Harry
So
Potter
they have no
students
idea.
would have less literacy skills than would be required to read Harry Potter.
Yeah. But they have no idea the difference between, say, an opinion piece and a news article.
Yeah, that's
right?
true. That's a great point. They're all media illiterate too.
Oh, is that why fucker with the pen?
Rita Skeeter.
Rita Skeeter,
Yeah.
why everyone is convinced
Everyone's
because
like,
they're just like,
"That's-
well, if it's the written word.
I have I can't tell the difference between what's obviously
Well-
a smear piece and what's.
Because if I'm reading a lot of reading a lot of text that is just like spells and shit that are true and have real
Yeah.
application, I guess you'd be like, everything I read is correct.
Why would
right?
I ever believe that why would somebody lie? Why would somebody go into a spell book and lie? You
Yeah,
know?
they should give Sirius Black the chair. I've been fucking reading so many
They
bad
should
things.
behead his ass.
Especially when he's a dog.
Harry Potter, the boy who lived.
Fuck me, Dad.
Putting the noose over Sirius and being like, oh, chop,
Become a dog?
Go on.
Why would you want me in dog form? Less sad. What?
Cutting off a dog's head's easy compared to cutting off a man's head.
Why are you hanging? Hang on.
Would he become a man again when you hanged him? Oh no, he took off the noose. But at X-Men's anyway,
Yes,
at X-Men, at X Xavier's Academy,
Yes.
they get. But what I think is with wizards, they're all learning the same fucking spells.
Yeah.
But with the X-Men, you got some guy who can become a ham dinner.
Yeah.
Some guy who can shoot eyeballs from his eyes. Some guy whose skin is gravy or whatever. I'm on a food team here, I noticed.
Are you hungry?
A little bit. Yeah, I haven't had breakfast. And I want gravy for breakfast.
Gravy and ham? That's like your favorite meal.
That is good. But yeah, so but those students have different requirements for
Yes.
mutant class.
Yes.
Than all the other. You know what I mean?
So what I can gather is that so the X-Men that have are X-Mening around that have been X-Mening for like X many years or whatever. They're the ones that are teaching certain classes. So you have I think it's Beast doing science.
Okay.
Because he's a clever
He's
clog.
a scientist.
I would argue maybe not the best because he's also a bit condescending and patronizing, and I think his level of genius is quite high.
Also, isn't teaching a sort of a subject very different from just being good at the subject?
I was about to say that as well. So you have that. You then have, say, Colossus. He's an artist and he's teaching art.
Okay.
But again, he paints, sure. But does he do anything else?
Sculpture,
as well?
mixed media.
Then you have someone like Cyclops. He's because he has to know about trigonometry with his optic blur. So that's what he teaches, geometry and trig and leadership and tactics.
Okay.
Usually we just say maths, but that makes it concerning.
No, because Iceman, Bobby Drake, he was an accountant, so he teaches math. Which is great because
accounting and maths are different.
Yeah, I know.
You need maths for accounting.
But it's not like being. I mean, I guess being a good accountant would probably give you a bit of a leg up, but not.
It's like if we rolled into a high school right now, we're like, we're teaching media.
Yeah. We'd have some
basic idea, but also not really.
Yeah.
Also, 500 episodes of this that would immediately get us fired.
So
crazy we got in the first place.
So other people Magma. She teaches. Is it Magma?
Magma.
Yeah, Magma. Never mind. No, sorry, Karma, and then New Mutant. Sorry, never mind. Don't ask. So she teaches French.
Oui.
Well, I mean, I guess if you know French.
Electives.
But then again, yeah, sure, right. If you know French, I know English.
Yeah, I couldn't teach English.
Can you teach English?
Well, you gotta, if you have a baby, a son from earlier in the episode, as made famous earlier in this episode.
do recall,
Yeah, not an uncle.
You gotta teach them English if you speak English.
But they pick up a lot of it because they're with you 24/7.
And they're a sponge, and also they're watching Sesame Street and shit.
You could plunk your kids down in front of Sesame Street, I
Well,
guess.
And also, it's not just unless you're homeschooling, you then send the child to.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't I guess
Kids talk by the time they hit primary school, though, don't they?
Yeah,
But they learn further words.
Yeah, they can talk.
Yeah.
Not say anything good.
Yeah, that is true.
Conjugate the verb, baby.
But okay, so they are getting an education.
Yep.
It's just not a good education.
Yeah, I think they're getting a better education than say,
kids at Hogwarts. But then this brings me back to my other question. You graduate Xavier's school for big boy youngsters or whatever. Now,
well done.
do you then, is it like a choice? Like is Xavier like, hey, I love the fact that you can shoot eyeballs out of your eyes. Would you like to do that against my enemies?
Well, a lot of the X-Men become X-Men either through, I guess, circumstance. This is pre-Krakoa era, and they become just because they're like, right, we're going to the school, we're learning how to use our powers, we're also getting an education.
Yeah.
And then suddenly we get attacked, and now we have to step up.
Okay.
So a lot of them tend to not want to.
I would feel like such a coward if my classmates attacked the Sentinels or whatever, and I just hid. You know?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is also peer pressure as well.
Yeah.
There's so Bobby Drake, he wanted to be an accountant. I think he was an accountant for a bit.
That's so funny.
Havoc and Polaris, I think they went and got a different education, like PhDs and things. And they were like, we just want to do that for a bit. Once more, we're dragged into this bullshit.
Back to being an
again,
X-Man.
I guess.
Do you get like does it count? Like if you want to go to college?
We'd have to, right? Or is it a college?
Is it a real high school?
Yes.
It would have to be.
But it's not. Aren't there like certain accreditations?
Yeah,
you
but
need?
I think
which
he
is
has
where
them.
you have to see why I'm like, right, that's why they're doing like mathematics and science and those kind of things.
Also, you got to remember Charles Xavier can mind
He can.
control,
Oh,
so
that's true.
Getting any accreditation would be very easy.
5-star school.
Once again, we won the Mathlympics. Yes.
Xavier's school keeps winning that fucking Mathlympics.
Just don't understand.
God, I love that guy though.
Yeah.
Everyone here loves me.
It's like time to rewatch the tapes.
My parking is validated. But he didn't actually do it.
Yeah.
He goes, he's got a ticket.
Yeah.
I paid for it.
You can't say that to yourself, Xavier. I paid for my own
I
parking.
paid for it. Eyes rolled back in his head. Yep,
This is so
scot
funny.
free.
He's
Gets
like-
a ticket in the mail. What the fuck?
Funny is I don't imagine the Mathlympics is coming up and he's just like, we won the Mathlympics. He's convinced
So he's
himself.
just rolling around with joy. Well done, everyone, on winning the Mathlympics.
Could you? Okay,
He was
so,
Irish that time.
Well done. I reckon. Could you instead instead of actually going to the Mathlympics, just convince all your students that you won the Mathlympics?
Yeah, what's the difference?
And then print a certificate, and then well done for winning the
Congratulations,
Mathlympics.
everyone.
We're going to frame it.
We didn't win, no. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, yeah, the Mathlympics. That was cool.
Yeah. When they said 2 + 2 and I said 4, that was awesome.
Do you reckon if there is, say they do go to a Mathlympics and you got a kid whose brain is like the size of his body,
Yeah.
because it's so full of ideas.
Yeah.
You can't send that kid, right?
Why not?
Because he's got like a leg up. He's too smart. He's
What?
mutant smart.
What the fuck do you think any competitive anything is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's like part of it is, I guess, the body you're born with, or
Yeah.
the brain you're born with, and also part of it is, the education and how you've been brought
Well,
up,
that's
right?
true. That's true. I'm just imagining rolling into the Mathlympics, and I'm like, I've been studying so hard. Then I see a
Yeah.
guy sitting on his own brain,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I might as well go.
Why?
Because he's
You're
a
giving up.
mutant.
You're
He's
giving
so
up bef-
smart.
You're giving up before you even have a chance to
I
compete.
absolutely am.
See, in Gattaca, you would have been like, damn, I have a dodgy heart. Guess I'm going to not go into that rocket and jeopardize that mission. You pathetic
I
individual.
would do that, and I'm proud.
Instead, you're like, no, I'm going to lie and fake, and if I have a heart attack as our rocket careens through the stratosphere,
be
bid on everyone else, because I'll be dead. But I achieved my dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that other guy achieved his dream by setting himself on fire.
Really
Gattaca
did.
rocks.
It's nice to
You-
have achievable dreams.
You famously studied advanced basketball at high school.
Yeah, as a joke.
If you
For the bit.
in advanced for the bit, you were not self-aware enough to do anything for the bit when you were 17.
I was. That's why I didn't pass. Because he's like, you need to do this one assignment to pass. And I was like, what'll happen if I don't pass it? And he's like, you'll fail the class. And I'm like, how many classes can I fail? And he's like, 3 or whatever. And I was like, oh, I won't do it then. I'll fail this one. And then later he spoke to my dad and he's like, what's wrong with your son? My dad said, gee, I don't know.
Great question.
Something.
Lots, we imagine.
Yeah.
But like
Okay.
in basketball, if you're playing in a team and then a guy that's taller than you is just on the other team, and you're like, well, I'm giving up.
Well, there's tall, but then there's like, if it's a guy who, supernaturally is good at basketball.
Yeah.
someone
His
being-
mutant powers.
It's the
he's-
Mathlympics. There's a team, I assume. I don't really know much about it. I
think we-
imagined it was kind of like, Jeopardy as like a family feud.
Well, I
I'm
think we
imagining like a
invented
spelling-
the Mathlympics for this episode.
Mathlympics is real.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
What,
And-
what do you think? Huh?
Unit education. So, because again, if you got there's one guy who's very smart.
Yeah.
But it's a team sport.
That's true.
So, you have the best player in basketball, football, whatever
Yeah.
it is. But that's just one player. You need a team.
yeah, okay.
So that's where, maybe you might have a
Would
chance.
you play a game of say, American football,
Yeah.
NFL,
Yeah.
against the Hulk?
Well,
You see, on the other time, you're doing the huddle, and you're like, that
Am-
guy is 8 foot tall.
am I also a trained athlete?
You are a trained football player.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I can't wait to watch you become a red Posada on the field.
Well, because the thing is,
when Hulk barrels into you, or you're running,
Well, then-
and
Yeah.
Hulk tries to grab you and just tears
Well,
your
then
middle
then
out.
I'll win because that's clearly.
That is
I
Yeah.
don't think you. I don't know if you're
Hell.
aware of. I don't know if you're aware of most competitive anything.
Yeah.
Causing grave injury or killing
Well, Hulk
someone.
can't
not a-
help it.
I mean,
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess you die,
would have
but
to
your
be-
team gets a sweet victory.
Hulk, no, not necessarily. Hulk. This would have to be Hulk's first ever game,
Yeah.
or he doesn't kill people on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if it is his first ever game and he does kill people on the field, he's probably not getting in the team because he would have killed his own teammates at training.
I think it's
Yeah.
crazy that the Hulk compete at all.
Well, that's what we're saying.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So he's either competing and
it's fine.
and it's fine. He's just will decimate us.
Yeah.
Or he's not competing because he's killed a lot of folk.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll enter the Mathlympics against
Yeah.
a big brain or whatever.
See, I would say it's probably easier to get an education when it comes to things like mathematics, science, those kind of things.
Yeah.
It's very much like there is a correct answer.
Oh, yeah.
Like when it's like this is a whole the STEM, I guess. To be like, right, I'm going to go and find the most cleverest people, and then suck off their memories and their brain of it all, and then just woof,
All right.
into my students. They're all fucking clever now, aren't
You
they?
might not really need to go to class at Xavier's Academy.
It's like, well, all right.
It might be like kind of a party school, and you just graduate with like full honors at the end, no matter what.
Because you got to. Okay, so what would be the mythos? I guess so the mythos, the theme
The
of the
law?
school, like the whole like driving
The
force
ethos?
behind ethos. That's the
ethos
word.
of the school.
The
Yeah.
ethos of the school to be like, right, we're a front.
Yeah.
Because we're
secretly kind of
secretly,
an army.
sneakily an army, but also if you're doing it from altruistic viewpoints, to be
Yeah.
like, we're not just making an army, we actually want to make. So, do we believe in the coexistence of mutants and humans, and that we want to have this sort of integration between the two? And we're worried because a lot of these students are basically born with guns to their hands.
Yeah, that's very
and
true.
we're very worried that if something happens, then they're going to blame all of mutants. So we kind of try and so really priority number one there is to make sure that no one, uses their gun hands on anybody.
explodes. Yeah.
Right?
Okay, fair
So
enough.
that's my priority one. They also need to have an education.
Yeah.
So if I can just
Yeah.
boop into everybody and they're all clever and they know the basics and they can pass whatever the basic standardized test is, I'm going to do that. And then we're just going to focus on each individual's needs to not destroy the world.
That's probably the best way to do it. At the beginning of the year, Professor Xavier, he comes around, you touch foreheads.
Yes. He's like, well done, welcome to my school.
You're
Anyway,
the smartest
you
boy in
are,
the world
yes.
now. And he gives you a little kiss on the forehead.
Yes. Like, and then he's like, now do me.
I think
You kiss his awesome, round, bald
Yeah,
head.
yeah. And then
It's a bit salty.
Yeah, and then you get the sort of like the STEM stuff out of the way, and then you would focus on your own like mutantdom stuff, as well as maybe some of the more like art stuff, like and then because I guess they
Colossus
still need
teaches you painting or whatever.
English and how to read.
Well, what I would do
That
is
is
I
true.
would, rather than just booping every student,
Yeah.
because you need to be a little careful, like I guess about
Careful.
stamping
Are you scared
out.
you're going to be like, boop, 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 and their brain's going to leak out their ears?
No. I'm scared that you just make a carbon copy of because if everyone's knowledge is exactly the same,
Yeah.
everyone gets tricked into thinking they've had exactly the same experience.
Yeah.
You're going to end up with people having, especially as a teenager, one of the hugest existential crises imaginable.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
What I would do is I would just grab each teacher and boop that like the knowledge that they need to be the best teacher into them. Because then they're consenting and they know what's going on and they're like, this is fine, this is part of my thing. You're also not overloading them with like, here's all the knowledge.
Yeah.
Here's like,
Okay.
here's the knowledge to be the best French teacher.
And why not?
And then it's up to the kids to still be students.
I know
Not
that.
a bad idea.
I know that Professor X is like, look, let's keep this mutant,
Yeah.
this mutant academy, all mutants. But why does he not just get like actual teachers?
I don't know.
Like, what's stopping? Because hey,
Dangerous?
There is probably dangerous. There is a few like humans throughout. I guess Xavier's like
Moira? She human?
Moira
Sometimes?
McTaggart.
no.
Oh, yeah, no, she becomes the lady that lives like
You
10
cool?
Oh, dude.
You don't want that tsunami.
You don't want
dude.
that
You don't
tsunami,
want that
dude.
tsunami.
Yeah, because the recent comic book run, I already know this one.
Yeah.
It's like
You are the Nami.
Oh,
You're
no.
the Nami.
it's like her last life, and every
Yeah.
time she
She's now a robot. Does that help?
Oh, it makes
Okay.
it significantly worse.
There's like
is she ever been human in the comics?
I think before this, run,
Yeah, okay.
basically. So she was like helping out mutants like that way. There's been a few different like
and
counselors,
Xavier-
like Stevie, I think her name is.
Okay.
Are they always pals, or do they ever enter a romantic relationship?
They do enter a romantic relationship. There was one
Do
series.
comic book readers hate it, and therefore
No.
they didn't commit? No.
No.
Yeah.
It's just
enough.
Xavier's. I guess Xavier's like sex life / romantic life tends to just be Legion's mum. Hella, I want to say Gabriel is him.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
Do they have freaky mind sex?
Well, so when Moira dies, or at least
Yeah.
was meant to die in one of the
timelines or
timelines, or like maybe faked to death or whatever.
Yeah.
Bless
Why?
you. As she's doing that, and in her dying, I guess breaths or moments, her and Xavier like psychically fuck.
That's awesome. That's cool stuff.
How I want to go.
Yeah, me too, dude. Well, yeah, so
Mind
why?
fucked to death.
Yeah, no, as I'm
Yes,
dying.
please. By some force far greater than myself.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, why? Because I think that's what I would do. I'd be like, look, mutants can help other mutants with their mutant problems. Teachers provide an education.
Yeah, so he does get. All right, so yeah, there have been previously some non-mutant teachers.
Okay.
One called Stevie Hunter, and she's a dance instructor.
That's
Current
classic
politician.
Professor X.
We need more humans
Sorry,
to
we mumbled
teach
over
the
the-
people. So
My students don't know how to dance well enough. It's disgusting every time I see them prancing
Have you ever
around.
seen Nightcrawler like teleport around? It's
Horrendous.
gangly. It's so gangly. It's all
We're-
arms.
we're-
Arms and a fucking tail. I hate it.
We're going
we
to
just-
Broadway.
Go back to Stevie Hunter, was it?
I believe that's her name, yes.
You said dance instructor, and then you just stumbled over the next two words, which I think were actually pretty big.
Currently a politician.
What an awesome career trajectory.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So
Cool.
you go from teaching young
Dance
mutants
at
how to dance
Xavier's
to then
Academy.
being a poly. That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
nice,
eh?
good stuff. Fair enough.
No, I guess dancing makes sense in a way of like
it'll help them in
you-
combat.
Yeah, if you help them
Yeah.
in combat, and, you're agile, moving around.
Would you?
not look so gangly?
Yeah,
My
yeah.
arms are
Not look,
kimbo.
not look
Ugh.
embarrassing when you're fighting.
Yeah, yeah.
Graceful. Be able to.
Look, Steve, we have a problem. Our uniforms, they're skin tight. They need to be able to move in that and
Yeah.
look good.
Otherwise, they've been stumbling around. Everyone's laughing at me. Magneto's laughing at me. Calling me Chrome Dome.
Yeah, here's the one with a big helmet that's chrome. I
You are
think it's
bald,
unfair.
Professor X. What
Yeah.
did you say?
How dare you?
Get out.
Professor
That's when
should-
she went on to become a politician.
Yeah, Professor should have that awesome hat that the Royal Guards in the UK have.
What, like the big dog?
Yeah, how awesome would that be?
Hey, everyone, my hair grew back.
I'm like Marge Simpson.
Marge Simpson looking
Help
motherfucker.
me! Everyone just like looking at him and knowing there's a royal guard somewhere missing a hat. It's also funny if the X-Men are in the UK. Okay.
Just a Cyclops. Yep. I guess Chuck went through his Simpsons phase.
You seen
I
this?
love my boy Marge.
Have you seen this show, The Simpsons? My God!
I can't stop laughing.
That Homer is such a buffoon. But so relatable.
He's the everyman, you know?
In many ways, I see myself
Yes.
in him. He's in charge of a nuclear
Yes.
power plant that could
See-
explode at any time, and I'm in charge of students that could explode at any
yeah,
time.
you see, Wolverine, you could like pop me over the head with your claws, just like what Maggie did to Homer. I think Itchy and Scratchy are to blame. What films do you watch? You're watching too many cartoons, I think. You hate cartoons, Wolverine.
Damn it, I freaking hate cartoons.
American Dad, don't make me sick, Bob.
Wait a minute, that means you can't watch The Simpsons.
You only like The Simpsons. It's also funny.
No.
You're the Maggie, I think, Wolverine. Cyclops, you're sort of like Bart, making a whole Simpsons family of the
I
X-Men.
think Cyclops is more Lisa than Bob.
I agree.
Yeah,
The sort of
yeah.
moral center of the X-Men, yeah.
And a big baby.
And I guess probably Wolverine's more like Bart.
Yeah.
Who's Homer? Professor X, the ball.
Yeah.
Xavier.
Who? Magneto's Flanders?
Yeah, that's true. Hi, Leo. He's been watching it too.
Magneto is.
Okay. Yeah, because then another thing that I wonder, right, is could the X-Men that are like, can they help with every X-Man Let me start that again.
What the fuck are you saying?
Let me start that again. If you're Wolverine,
Yeah.
and you encounter a man who is made of jam,
Yes.
can you help them through their mutant power, or are you
So-
like, I just make claws come out of my hand? I've never been jam.
So this is where I think Xavier shines.
Yeah, okay.
Because I think this is where, because him being a genius in genetics and mutations
mutant
and all those
theory,
kind of things,
yeah.
mutant theory, like he's the person that will be like, right, I can help you with your particular thing, and then they go on into like go around.
Yeah, that's
to other
fair.
class. So for example, Mr. Sensitive,
Mm-hmm.
Guy Smith, I believe his name is.
Great name.
Very cool name.
Yeah.
So he's he's a very sensitive boy.
power.
His skin and everything like that. He's like everything like that.
I
He
think you
hears
just meant an
everything.
empath.
No.
If you leave him out of something, he just cries and cries and cries.
No. You're thinking of the other mutant empath.
Empath becomes that fucked up one, yeah?
What do you mean?
Who becomes the fucked up
You
one
mean-
with the spikes on the inside of their suit?
You mean
Oh, you
volleyball or something?
Yeah, volleyball.
Is that Speedball?
Yeah.
That was close.
Yeah.
Is
That's-
Empath becomes
No.
Speedball? Or Speedball becomes...
Speedball becomes-
Penance!
Penance, yeah.
I am the tsunami, bitch!
But also he's not a mutant.
What the fuck?
Speedball's not a mutant.
He's just a guy.
He's just a guy.
The tsunami was never me.
Empath is just like a a hellion who can control people's emotions.
Mm.
He's a bit of a shithead.
Did
Yeah.
we say a Hellion nuke?
Oh, okay. I was going to say because a new hellion, but no, he's a
Sometimes-
hellion, as in. So so this is the other.
I'm
school.
diving onto the tsunami.
There's another school.
another
There's another school that was run by Emma Frost at the time, and yeah, they have the New Mutants, and
Okay.
and they have the Hellions. So like New Mutants were the next generation of mutants that came in.
What's going on?
I'm just standing on the plate, not swinging, and hoping that I get hit with
Yeah,
the ball
yeah,
and
go for a
therefore can
walk,
go
go
to
for a walk.
first base.
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
Would you?
Yes,
Okay,
so,
no,
Mr.
yeah. Oh,
Sensitive.
please.
So yeah, so he's like he can't really cope in the real world because everything is like he's basically getting everything all at once, and he's like it's too much, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then Xavier is like, well, we can devise using what you have. We can devise like a suit that you can wear, and you can kind of wear that, which kind of shuts everything off, so you can function day to day.
Cool.
And through that, we can also devise like a shower, that kind of thing, so you can actually clean
You can
all
be
those kind of
clean.
things. And so like he does take an individual look at every single mutant, which I think is what you kind of need.
Yeah, that seems like really the priority
Yeah.
number one of the academy.
Does Cerebro help with that too?
Doesn't Cerebro just show you where other mutants are?
No, Cerebro does a bunch
Well,
of
is
shit.
it Cerebro when Cerebro is Cerebro, or when Cerebro it's when it's a guy?
Forget I asked.
Okay.
What about this question?
Or is it when Cerebro is not Cerebro, but actually Danger? Because Cerebro does. There was a comic where Cerebro pretends to be Xavier and gets other mutants.
There's
Anyway,
also a fucking comic where the Danger Room's a guy, right?
well, yeah, Danger.
Is that Cerebro?
No.
Okay, thank
That's
God.
Danger.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's part of a sheer AI, which is like anyway.
Here's my
Sometimes-
question.
Sometimes I do podcasts, I'm like, I should read more comics. But then most of the time I do podcasts, I'm like, I should read less
Should avoid
comics.
comics in general.
yeah.
If you were a mutant,
Yes.
and you'd gone to Xavier's academy,
Yeah.
say you can become Allspikes.
Yes.
Okay.
Ah, it's the all spike.
You're Johnny Allspikes.
Yeah.
And you can transform your ham dinner from before.
So I can
see
make
this-
ham dinner. I turn into a ham dinner.
Both.
Okay.
You had one of those, like when a mutant's power upgrades.
Oh, yeah.
You could make ham dinners, then your power upgraded, now you can become a ham dinner.
That's nice. So I can like carve off bits of myself for somebody to eat a ham dinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, you graduate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's been a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Would you go on to live a regular life? Or if Xavier was like join the X-Men, would you
Yeah.
join the X-Men?
I think the implication is
you don't have a choice?
Well, it's not that there's not a choice.
There's that
it's
peer
just
pressure
like,
from before, kind of.
Well, again, depends on the era. So
Yeah.
I think in like bygone eras, when like again pre-Krakoa and pre what's happening right now, then you're like, yeah, I think you'd have a choice. Because if you graduate and you're like, say, your cohort doesn't get attacked by like the Friends of Humanity or Sentinels or like future versions of yourselves or whoever the fuck's going
Honestly,
on.
I guess if the Academy gets attacked and ham dinner over here comes up to plate, then you should give him a role in the X-Men.
Well, yeah,
That's
right?
brave. You're just a ham dinner.
Exactly, but if you were attacked or not attacked at all, and it's just like congratulations, and then graduation day, everyone's like shake, I kissed Professor X
Yeah.
in the
On the
forehead,
forehead,
and
yeah,
he
yeah.
kisses me, and
Salty.
then I'm like
Yeah,
okay, and then we all look to the horizon, and nothing happens.
Just waiting.
Then I guess I would go on to a further education, maybe at the university, or I would get a job. I guess I'd make a ham dinner, a chef with one very, very.
It does seem like kind of a waste if you don't
yeah.
go into making ham dinners for people.
I guess.
That's my signature dish, the
The ham dinner.
The implication after this is more like, I guess if you are a very talented student and you have a unique set of skills that make you perfect for the
Yeah.
X-Men, then you'll get asked.
Well,
And-
I suppose ham dinner maybe not, but if you are all spikes,
yeah.
you kind of might be useful,
It's
you know?
kind of akin to, right, okay, you are, say, very good at football.
All right.
When you're
Awesome.
in
The Hulk's not in your team,
No,
so
Hulk-
don't stress about that.
or basketball, let's say.
Okay.
So
You passed advanced
yeah, you
basketball
passed
instead
advanced.
of
You
failing on
passed
purpose.
with flying colors.
Okay,
You're one of the
nice.
best. You're one of the best students
Right.
there, and to be like, oh my god, this kid, he's going to be like. You might, be able to play for the. I was trying to think of an Australian basketball team.
Boomers.
The Boomers.
Okay, I could play for the Boomers.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
Boomer.
yeah.
All right.
Andrew Gaze himself comes and is like, "This one here,
Whoa.
you're good," and you're like, "Oh yeah, cool." Well, I've been doing other things. Like I'm actually really good at math. I did the Mathlympics. I'm
Yeah,
really good
yeah.
at it.
I killed
or,
it. Killed it, the
my
Mathlympics.
painting classes. I can do so well.
Beautiful
At that.
paintings of ham dinners.
So I'm like. I don't know. I don't want to be a basketball player.
then-
I'd rather
yeah.
just paint some ham dinners. I was inspired by my good friend.
I was friends
He
with
was
this
my
guy.
muse.
Salmon. Sorry, ham dinner. Please inspire me.
Ham dinner. I need you to just be there. I need to draw you. Okay, Jack.
All right. Damn. And then I just eat you. Got him. I've been wanting to do this since day one. Salmon
Expound.
becomes a ham dinner. I nudge you, slice my hand up on your spikes. I'm gonna eat that guy.
You're bleeding.
Yeah. Ow.
yeah.
But I'm gonna eat that guy.
You want to eat? You can eat me, dude.
Yeah. Sure, you're my muse or whatever.
So yeah, again,
Yeah,
you're
I
like,
I never
well, and
turned
then
back into a guy whilst being eaten.
I'll fucking die. That's gonna happen. Salmon will climb out my mouth.
You just
I
eat me-
should have seen this coming.
he just eat me whole. You said it was like a slice.
You've seen Jackson eat.
Yeah. I put the whole ham in my mouth and pulled out the bone like
Yeah.
a cartoon character. Yeah. It was awesome.
I think it'd be very similar to that, right? So
Yeah,
it'd be
I
like, yeah,
suppose you're
sure,
right.
you were very good at basketball, and like, hey, we've got a position on like the Boomers, so you could play for them. But you're like, well, I want to do something else. I want to actually go and to university.
I wanna
and study-
travel.
Oh, yeah, I
I want
wanna
to travel,
see
take
the
a gap
world.
year, right?
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
I think it'd be like that. Whereas,
I want to jack off my dick.
yeah, come on, man, I can't do. Everyone's listening either with their super fucking hearing or telepathy.
Dude.
I just want a year to just
jack my dick off.
just
You
jack
know?
my dick off.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
pull
yeah,
on
yeah,
my
yeah.
little dick and
I
nuts.
took so many engineering class simply so I could design Magneto's helmet. Then you all confiscated because you were like, I was becoming a big threat to you. I just wanted to jerk off
so
Xavier.
simple.
Oh
It's
my
so
fucking god! I was like thinking about it the other day, and then motherfucking Jean Grey came as a goddamn phoenix, and I was
jack off.
I was
I
like,
hate this school.
was that me? Was that me? Is that my fault? Because look, I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking of redheads. Is that on me? And now I'm responsible for this. I just want to jerk off in pieces.
Xavier, let me jack off my dick.
Lying in bed, you're looking around, you think it's okay.
It's finally time for me to jack
You'll
off
reach
my
down,
dick.
the door just opens slightly. Xavier pokes his head in. He'll jack off. Fuck this school, dude.
Nothing good happens here.
Is that, in your mind,
What are you doing, ham dinner?
In your mind, is Xavier just patrolling this?
Yeah.
Just checking for kids jacking off.
Yeah.
He'll waste their. It's like how people say don't have sex before a sporting event. That's what he's scared of.
Yeah.
They'll be off their game.
There's a big battle with Juggernaut tomorrow, so
Don't you jack off, my X-Men.
God damn it!
Oh, I'm so angry.
I'll give you carbo load now. I've made some orange slices tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I think if you look at the X-Men as a kind of a sports team, I think it's probably
It
the
makes a lot of sense.
the
Yeah.
best way to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, you have people there being like, well, that's what I want to do. I want to graduate
work.
and
Yeah.
play sport. I want to graduate and play for.
And I guess you see Xavier's school as like a sports academy.
Yeah.
basically, because
Yeah.
then you have you have different levels of the you have your juniors and
Yeah.
your
And at sports academies, like
professionals
they
as
still
well.
will give you a basic
Yeah.
education,
Yeah.
but it's just the sort of primary focus
Yeah. Although
is getting
it's-
you in the field.
Sports academies, at least in Australia, usually don't kick in until like when you're like 16 or 17.
Yeah,
So
it is a
even
bit
if-
early.
a bit early. We're training them good. We want to make the best sports team.
Yeah.
So yeah, at least with the sports academies, they're like, even if they don't nail the like last parts of education, you've got most of it.
You've
locked
got the
down.
groundwork.
Exactly. So
yeah.
you got your rookies, with like the New Mutants,
Yep.
and that's how like you're seeing where everyone is. You're seeing
Yeah.
who's going to be the best in what sort of position, and from there you then have X Force, where we're like, fuck it, we're extreme sports,
Yeah.
with a lot more violence and leader. And
Uh-huh.
then you've got the X-Men, which is like kind of like your
That's your
pros.
sort of
and then with that you've got like your different teams as well. You've got like X-Men Blue, X-Men Gold,
Yeah.
X-Men Red.
Yeah.
So you got like a heap of different options, and then from there you could branch out to. Then you have like when they do have different like mentors, they have like the Hellions and all those other kind of teams as well. So yeah, you could do like a lot with like
If you visualize it really makes sense.
Yeah.
Would you what X-Men would you pick to help you through your sort of mutant puberty?
X-Force seems interesting.
I mean, like a specific guy, but you can pick a whole team. I'm covered in spikes. What are we gonna do about it,
man?
They're like, well, actually, you're already perfect for X-Force if you're covered in spikes. Do any of those spikes go backwards into you? Because that would be awesome for us too.
Nah, that's more of a speedball penance thing. The spikes going into other people, that's your X-Force.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, maybe some extra pockets and a big gun.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm all spikes, but I also have two. I'm coming strapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a gun and a knife.
A knife's so funny. You are a knife.
No, I'm spikes.
Okay, fair enough. Excuse me.
I'd choose Gambit. Remy.
Oh yeah, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck's he saying though?
What do you mean?
You're like, huh?
I can understand some, like,
He's speaking Creole or whatever, you'll be fine. Plus, sandwich just becoming ham dinners. It's a pretty simple task.
Exactly. Plus, then
Does it hurt? No.
Yeah. Plus, he might teach me how to, like, pick a lock, and that seems pretty useful.
Dude, can't you just become ham and slide under the door?
That's why I need Gambit in my
That's
corner.
true,
Because he'd be
true.
like, why don't you become
Slide under the door.
Slide under the door, I think.
Yeah.
Just then pop out, open the door for me. I come in, we steal some jewels.
Here's my second piece of advice.
Yes?
Avoid that boy. I'm just staring.
You're my muse.
Oh, you're my muse. I love painting you or whatever.
He says he's my muse.
I'm gonna eat that fucking guy, dude. My hand just getting shredded. And I never seem to manifest any mutant powers. I'm not sure if I'm really a student here, to be honest.
Just wandered in.
Yeah. They'll figure it out.
So, yeah, I think if you look at it like as a sports school, it kind of makes a bit more sense.
Yeah.
And I think, depending on like how they go about doing the other levels of education.
Like, it's probably not the best education, but for what it is, I think it kind of works.
It's better than that freak fucking school in Harry Potter.
absolutely,
Fuck Hogwarts.
Fuck Hogwarts.
Yeah.
If I had to pick an education, I'm going to I'm going to a real school. But if I out of these two, I'm going to the academy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had a choice, I'd go to the academy and then I'd train up to be an X-Men and then I would use those powers to destroy Hogwarts.
Nice. Dude.
I'd raise that building.
So, I'd try to be an X-Man, be like, like the
I could kill Dumbledore.
Easy.
Easy, dude. You're
With optic blast? Oh my god.
I could probably kill him now.
yeah,
with a rock?
with a
Easy.
hammer.
Hammer? Oh, yeah. Probably even just my bare hands.
I'm just here to fix the shelves like Jesus.
Yeah.
Got him.
Fuck this school.
Yeah, but I think the best thing would be just to you train up for the X-Men.
Yeah,
you have to you just make the whole thing to be like, I'm going to be an X-Man. I'm going to be the best there is. I'm going to be the next leader. I'm going to be the next Scott Summers and Wolverine or the one. I'm going to be so good. And then when it gets to like graduation things, oh no, my knee blew out. Maybe
I've done my ACL. I got hamstring awareness.
I've been hammied.
I got corked or something. Like, we've got elixir. You could just cue it. No, it's probably too far gone for that, I reckon.
Won't work.
And
I
then,
knee reco, knee block. It's
yeah,
probably a
yeah.
double knee reconstruction.
Probably,
Maybe
I
even a
reckon.
shoulder reconstruction.
I'm fucked.
And then like live my glory, like live my life with like, I could have been. Something. I
that's
could have
good.
been an X-Man.
I could have killed Magneto.
Could have been. I mean, if it was up to
Only
me.
they got me in there. Every
But
failure.
But his knee got blown out or whatever.
Too bad. Aren't you the guy that can become ham, dude?
Yeah.
Could've
Could have been
saved
the
him.
best. Could have been the best.
Could have been a contender, but
Oh, wow.
you want a ham dinner?
Yeah.
Not really.
What are you imagining for a ham dinner?
Well, a couple of different things.
Can I guess what you were thinking?
Yes.
So, like 2 to 3 slices of thick cut ham, covered in gravy.
Yeah.
Peas.
Yes.
And mashed potato.
You absolutely are imagining the exact ham dinner. There were a couple
This
of
is why I'm your muse,
This is
baby.
why you're my
And this
muse.
is why I need you to tell me just like
you're my muse. I'm gonna eat that guy for Muse. I mean, dude, you are my dinner. You are my dinner. Oh fuck,
I'm your ham dinner.
I don't even like ham that much.
Yes, you do.
Oh, that's right.
Love ham.
You just took a fucking Scooby Doo.
What do you mean? Raxon?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You love him!
That's right, Scooby-Doo. I do love him. Scooby-Doo, I love him, and I'm going to eat my friends so fucking good.
Yeah.
That's right!
Jackson's power is that he can turn any of his good friends into Scooby-Doo. You've got a very interesting power here,
Just
young
watching
man.
me walk around the academy
Yeah,
as people come to Scooby-Doo, I might need to kill that boy.
Huh.
Professor Rex! right to rock you about Rex and Rayleigh.
Yes, I have concern.
He
Yeah,
is on my
yeah,
shit
yeah.
list.
Rex should reel him!
Yeah. Perhaps I should ban cartoons for him too. See, this is the problem. Cartoons,
what
they're
happens.
rotting everyone's brains. See?
Oh no. I think my mutant power is also kind of a curse, the more I think about it.
I've been Joe.
I've been Jackson.
And I've also been Joel. Is the X-Men education system good? Let us know.
Yeah,
Wait.
it seems all right.
Seems fine. Fuck Hogwarts, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.